Now coming to the blood pressure regulation. Blood pressure regulation usually, as I said earlier, anything which affects the heart rate, stroke volume and systemic vascular resistance will alter your blood pressure. So the main compensatory mechanism comes from the vascular system, which is responsible for the vascular resistance, your brain which secretes vasopressin, your kidney which secretes the renin, and apart from that, the sympathetic nervous system plays a very big role in controlling your blood pressure. Let us look what happens if the pressure drops and how body compensates to increase your blood pressure. Whenever there is a fall in blood pressure, your baroreceptor is activated. This baroreceptor is located at the arch of aorta and the internal carotid artery. Whenever your blood pressure drops below, mean arterial pressure drops below 60 mm of mercury, this baroreceptor is activated. Your sympathetic is stimulated and there is decreased parasympathetic activity. Your heart rate contractility goes up, your systemic vascular resistance is increased, and this will increase your blood pressure. This is the first compensatory mechanism which happens whenever there is low blood pressure. Now coming to the chemoreceptor reflex. This becomes important when your mean arterial pressure falls below 60 mm of mercury, when the baroreceptor reflex is already exhausted. Here, the acidosis which happens with decreased organ perfusion stimulates the chemoreceptors. This chemoreceptors is located in the ascending aorta and the internal carotid artery, where the carotid body is located. On stimulating this chemoreceptor, there is sympathetic activation. Not only that, the stagnant hypoxia causes peripheral vasoconstriction, which increases your SVR2. Now coming to the most important mechanism which maintains the blood pressure, that is renin-angiotensin system, which is coming from your kidney. Whenever there is reduced cardiac output, decreased renal perfusion, hypovolemia or decreased sodium intake, which decreases the blood pressure, there is renin activation. As the first step, the angiotensinogen is converted to angiotensin 1 by renin. This angiotensin 1 is converted to most potent vasoconstrictor angiotensin 2 by the angiotensin converting enzyme, and this angiotensin 2 acts on angiotensin 2 type 1 receptor, and it also leads to increased aldosterone production, which increases your sodium and water resorption. It also helps in the stimulation of vasopressin release from pituitary. It also stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, thereby your noradrenaline is released. So, what are the different ways to increase the blood pressure? Everything is done by angiotensin 2, and here you can see the blood pressure is increased mainly with angiotensin 2 is such a potent vasoconstrictor. Now coming to the targeted blood pressure in the operating room. According to AHA, for most patients with hypertension, including patients with stable cardiovascular disease, chronic kidney disease, diabetes mellitus and age-related issue, the target blood pressure in the perioperative period is 130/80 mm of mercury.